I'll give you an answer within my stream. I had a really nice bullish candle reversing. Oh, yesterday, so Peter Johnson said yesterday. Reversing this local price action in the lows here. Close lower, so you're kind of getting slightly lower highs here. I don't know if you can see that. Slightly lower highs. So there is a kind of like a sloping neckline, kind of feeding into my idea of an inverse head and shoulders. You can kind of see it. Left shoulder, head, and a kind of prolonged right shoulder. I'm not crazy about it, but now people can see it. Whereas when I identified it, we were like here, we were only just forming the right shoulder. And now everyone can see this inverse head and shoulders. And so naturally, I think people are probably going to be quite bullish. Just because they see an inverse head and shoulders. It's people like those patterns. What else was there from yesterday that I was looking at? I was looking at some sort of triangle. It was quite hard to get the right neckline. Quite subjective, but maybe it was there. And we did have a little breakout, and now we're just possibly coming in back for some sort of back test to find support, possibly. It didn't get to the golden pocket, which I wanted for a short, so I'm not in a short at all. So we have a couple of ideas: a triangle breakout with a back test, possibly inverse head and shoulders. I'm not fond of the inverse head and shoulders, but people see it and they start trading it and they start getting bullish. So that's something to bear in mind. I'll delete that now. That's irrelevant. And let me just hide all this. And let me just hide my indicator here. And let's have a look at the local volume from yesterday. Okay, so let me do an updated volume range pool. No change. So I don't think there was much volume put in it over the weekend. Value area is like probably $2 higher. I don't think there was much volume put in over the weekend. And I've updated my volume range pool settings to back to 68. So I used to have it on the default, which is 70, but after closer inspection, I find that 68 is actually seems to be a little bit more accurate. So I've just gone back to 68. We're now into the point of control. We've fallen underneath the point of control. We're reacting off the point of control. That's it's not looking strong at the moment. We're not getting strong price action. And actually, we need to flip the point of control into support to make higher prices. So at the moment, we're into resistance, and it's key volume resistance of this whole range. Okay, I can delete that now. So we have our levels. We have these higher ones as well, which at the moment aren't relevant because we're not there. And we obviously have the previous bull market all-time high. So we're into a little bit of resistance right now. You can clearly see. And let me have a look at the weekly candle as well, because I haven't had a look at that. So interesting candle. I don't necessarily think it's a crazy bearish candle yet, and the reason why is because you have a very powerful buying tail. The volume is not bad, but potentially it could still go down because you don't have any kind of like, these wicks usually fill, and possibly the wick could fill up to about 50% before we see some movement. That would bring us right back to this SR flip area. That could look correct on the weekly time frame. Rather than just go up, you could go all the way down and then go up. Let me have a look at the 3-day chart. So the 3-day candle, it was the beginning of a bullish reversal, but we had a little bit of reaction from the top of the previous candle, and so now we're kind of pulling back a little bit. Yeah. So the obvious thing that people are seeing is inverse head and shoulders, and maybe people are looking to long, but we're still actually kind of making lower highs here. We're making higher lows. Do we go back down to kind of create a different form of triangle and just kind of invalidate everyone's inverse head and shoulders? Possibly, yeah. While it would have been good to break out and attack the highs, you know, it is possible that we go down. It's always possible. And let me just see if I can, let me just see if there's another triangle here forming. It looks like there is, but I'm not sure. So I'm not gonna play around with this a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that one. And this one. A little bit more bullish potentially. Go back down. Find support and go back up. All right. Who knows? I like the idea of the higher lows. I don't see why we don't make another higher low off that SR flip. And then you had that previous triangle from that high. And that's clearly broken out. So see that? Could we go down into the back test of that previous triangle, into the low of this triangle, into the SR flip? Into the golden pocket. Let me recolor that so there's no confusion with the colors. There's no volume levels here, not on the higher, not on the whole overall range. Let me just redo the volume pool again. I just want to see if there's any volume. Not really. Get rid of it then. Let me see this harmonic. If we break up and come back down, or if we go down to break up to come back down, or go down to go up to go up, who knows? This is just an idea. I did have something here. Pull that up. Maybe all the way up to that exhaustion line up there. Slightly higher. Is that a daily line? I don't know. No, there's no daily lines here. See, it's a bit lower actually. So potentially to here, actually. Look at that. That's a daily exhaustion level at the previous bull market all-time high. Let's get rid of that. This would be nice if we went down. If we went down to fake out here, to go down. You have your ABC then, because then you would have, you get rid of this. If you go down, that's your ABC. Zigzag. And maybe you do a one-to-one on that as well. I don't know. Can't tell. Let me have a look. Is that possible? To the something like that. Take that low. If I can draw straight. Can't draw. Reaction, swing failure to the moon. These can go now. There's my long. That's it there. This is very speculative. This may or may not happen. Probably won't happen because who knows? But if for some reason it does happen, then I have a really nice plan. Okay, so I'm just planning what may or may not happen. And I'm creating an idea of the price action, which could happen because we're forming an inverse head and shoulders. If we go and get rejected off the previous bull market all-time high, we just grind up, get rejected, which could easily happen. Why wouldn't we reject from a previous bull market all-time high? We're in an ABC correction. The question is, how do we correct? Do we now go up like there and then go down? Do we go up and then go down? Do we go up and then just go flat? Or do we find resistance and then complete this bullish harmonic with this ABCD, taking out the liquidity from these lows here before we go up? You know, like there's like different combinations of what could happen, and this is my preferred one. It's my preferred one because I wouldn't mind going and clearing the liquidity from this low before we make a move up. And also, I'm wondering if we don't correct more than just 17%. You know, it's kind of weird that we're only correcting 17% from the all-time high. Why don't we go down to 24, 25, 23, 20%? That would make more sense. I'm not trying to make this happen. I can't make this happen. I'm just kind of suggesting that it could make sense. And the idea is that if it does happen, it'd be very easy to trade because it's basically doing what we're imagining could happen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter because the trade won't present itself, and that's basically what I'm planning for. So when you're looking at this harmonic, you see it's a bullish butterfly. See, bullish. It looks like a bullish butterfly. No, it doesn't. It's not a butterfly, my bad. It's a bullish cipher. From the X to the A to the B to the C to the D. The question is what happens at C. That's the question. We have to see. We don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the C is there or if it's a little bit higher. The key is that it's just lower than the A. Do we get a failed auction above the previous bull market high? You wouldn't necessarily take the C if it went up there, just in case it just continued. What you'd probably be looking to do, if you have this idea, is wait for an entry, and the entry would probably be losing the previous bull market all-time high. Invalidations above the C, and you trade it all the way down to the D, pretty much. And probably you'd front run, you'd probably take profit at this low or just before it, just in case you get a higher low, you know, just in case. Maybe even this B. Maybe you try and trade it just down to the B. And if it goes to the lower, then it goes lower. But just in case the price goes into this area and it doesn't get far to complete the harmonic, it kind of, for some reason, it fails, but it still takes the B and goes up. Yeah. Just because there's a harmonic doesn't mean it's going to complete. You could fail and still go up. And, you know, it just depends on how many buyers and sellers there are at each area of interest. So I'm still thinking like this, but I mean, let's see what happens. I'm not like, I'm in a run along right now. I wouldn't mind a long at about here. So let me just get rid of this. This will be on the local time frame. Let me put all of this into my cipher harmonic group. Bring that to the top so I have that ready. I wouldn't mind for today, and I don't know, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not a big deal. Okay, I wouldn't mind we come down It's really difficult to know what's going to happen at New York Open, but I really wouldn't mind if we come down here. That would be a really nice entry. And then you have this, you have that as well. Hold on, what is that? Let me get these together. Put these there, and then that would be a really nice, potentially a nice trade. Let me do a local volume pool from where we lost the previous bull market all-time high to the current price. Yeah, we're at the point of control now. The point of control is in the top of this local range. For all intents purposes, that's quite bearish. If finding resistance on that, even if we go up a little bit, we're going to be into the value area high. I'm not fond of where the price is right now with respect to the volume of this local range. And coming down here, you've got pretty nice confluence for a long. You have the golden pocket. You have the bottom of this potential triangle. You've got the back test of this bigger triangle, this green triangle. You've got the value area low, and you've got a SR flip here from this previous pivot. So you've got quite a lot of interesting confluence at this region, and you also have an entry as well, this pivot here. That would be a swing failure. So potentially you could just wait for the swing failure, and you don't even have to blindly long that. And trade it right back up to the point of control. Okay, that's my long trade plan for today. If it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, I'm not fussed, because if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not a big deal. If it happens, you've got pretty nice confluence for taking a nice long, a juicy long trade right there. I'm going to put an alert on this swing failure level now. So if we do swing failure that level, I'll get an alert. If I see a reaction, I will take the trade, because it's in a really nice area to take a long trade. Risk 1%, trade it right back up to the point of control. That would be nice. Maybe for a short, right back into the point of control for a short. Yeah, there's no reason why. There's no reason why we go up like that. Absolutely no reason why that should happen. There's no reason why we don't go up, go back down, go back up, you know, like there's no reason why that doesn't happen. No one can predict the future, but the probability is that we're still bound by these kind of arbitrary ranges that are forming. It's going to annoy the hell out of everyone, but as long as people enter correctly and look for the reaction first, then they're pretty good trades. We are in an area for short right now, to be honest, if we're expecting the price to go down just right now, and there's an invalidation. So I might take a short right now. Let me zoom in on the local price action. It's forming a little bit of a head and shoulders, huh? Into the point of control. You have an invalidation right there. Let me see where this volume range pool came again. Hold on. There's a problem, is the value area is much higher. take that short. I'll take it now. Why not? There you go. You got some exhaustion lines as well, David. That should make you happy. Coming into the golden pocket too. I'm going to take a short right now, guys. Just give me a second. Why not? I'm going to close my long. I don't really like to trade in both directions, but doesn't matter. I always start small. I don't start heavy. I like to start really small, and then if it goes down, I'll add to my position to build my 1% risk. I'm not crazy about going heavy to begin with, unless it's like a swing failure. If it's a swing failure, that's easy. It's an easy entry. I'm not trading a swing failure here. I'm potentially trading a head and shoulders pattern. The price is coming back into the golden pocket of the local range, and it's into the point of control. I have a really easy invalidation. It's the head of this little kind of this mini range here, and I've got a couple of exhaustion levels which I like as well on the 15-minute time frame. The exhaustion levels I'm getting from this indicator I'm using, LLC by Insilico. Okay. So I've just taken a short, and we'll see what happens. You know, you risk a small amount. How much am I risking? Let me just do my stop loss. I'll do it slightly wider. 68006. So I'm risking now a third of 1% right now. Okay, just in this small trade. And if it goes down, if we break, I'll add my rest, and then I'll have a slightly lower average position, but then I can bring my invalidation down to the right shoulder and it will still be 1%. So it won't really make any difference. It just means that if I get stopped out now, I don't lose 1%, I lose a third of a percent. That's all. Okay. If it was a swing failure, I would probably risk 1% straight away or more, because it's an easy entry. This is slightly harder because for reasons that I don't know, this could easily go up and take the liquidity and stop me out. And then I would probably re-enter with 1% then. Okay. So if I'm still biased for a short, just have to see what the reaction's like. Okay. So it's not easy to trade head and shoulder patterns, just simply because you're expecting the right shoulder to be a lower high, and you're expecting the sell orders to be greater than the buy orders. I'm going to have a look at exo charts to see if I can see anything. I didn't even have a look at it. I usually look at that first. Let me bring it on my screen. I shall just do it here because it's easier. Yeah, I'm not seeing bearish divergence. I'm seeing a lack of participation at the moment. That's all. I'm seeing lack of volume. I'm not seeing. There's a long just came in here. This is a long closing. You see that? Or was that short closing? Hold on. That's a short closing, actually. A short just closed. I just opened the short. Whatever. That's a long opening. Long opening, short closing. We have a little bit of lack of participation right now. A little bit of exhaustion in terms of volume, but we're not getting absorption. I can't see absorption. Yeah. On the lows, I can't see absorption either. There was a little bit of bullish divergences here, but I think that's played out now because the price has come back up. Yeah. Longs, longs, longs. Bit of longing. So there's a bit of longs here. If the price does come underneath this like neckline, you're going to see a big sell-off. So it's a good place to short. Yeah, it's not a bad place to short. And if we do break this neckline, then you're going to see a big sell-off, because you'll get longs who are trapped in this local high range. They're gonna close at market. They're not gonna mess about. But you just, you know, who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens. And obviously, if we go up, we go up. It's not a big deal, you know. You go up, you go up. Who knows? Who knows what can happen? No one really knows. And sometimes people get it right, and they post it on Twitter, and they say exactly as predicted, and they gloat, and they get people to sign up to their trading school and pay exhaust can't even say that word, not exhaust. Crazy prices. You know what was interesting though? I'm going to show you. It's really funny. It's on Twitter. I saw it on Daniel's. He posted it yesterday. This guy's worth following, but he does gloat a lot, so can be quite annoying. Oh, this is it. He posts his tweet. So these people paid 5K to listen to a guy in a rented Gucci outfit telling them to buy Bitcoin at the all-time highs. I genuinely feel sorry. I don't think he does, really. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't know what the hell. If someone is going to do that, why would you feel sorry for them? But how seriously are these people still falling for these IG-type scanners in 2024? Please help yourself. I guess what he's saying is join CC Pool. Don't pay him, pay me. But let's have a look at this video. It's quite funny.
Bitcoin is going to pump up massively over the next couple of weeks. It went down a little bit. The crypto men were panicking across the world. Everyone started to panic and sell their bags. What I want you guys to do is buy Bitcoin now, because it's going to go up to 80K, 85,000 over the next couple of weeks. So you guys paid good money to be here. You paid $5,000 to be at the Bitcoin Masterclass. Okay? I'm telling you to all buy Bitcoin and hold your fucking bags. Hold them tight and don't sell them. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to your wife complaining that you sold her jewelry. You need to hold, and you need to hold them tight and hold a lot of it. You need to hold a lot of these bags, because there's going to be a crazy, crazy bull run. We've not even started the bull run. Wait until you see what the Federal Reserve have planned. Bitcoin is going to times 10 from this position. Bitcoin is going to...
Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? What is this shit? Hassan, new money. He's got 109,000 followers, huh? Debaya. Well, it makes sense, because, you know, these people who live, these Emiratis have a shitload of money, and they don't really know what to do with it. And maybe for them 5,000 is a lot, and this guy's You know, he's connected, you know, he's got friends, and he's basically invited all his friends to come, and they all come. These are all his friends. He's not, I mean, he's not wrong. He's right. You should hodl, and Bitcoin is going to go up. So technically what he's saying isn't incorrect. Technically. I think there's a few errors in his evaluation. I'm going to correct him. Firstly, you shouldn't be buying Bitcoin. You should be buying altcoins. That's the error number one. Why would you buy Bitcoin? Bitcoin has only X potential, and altcoins has X to the power of potential. Yeah, especially when you have a market cap rotation. If I was up there on that stage, I would tell people to buy Solana, not Bitcoin. At the very least, Solana. And then you've got some other good ones like Arbitrum, Optimism, Base, Matic, Ethereum. Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. It always does. Ethereum has always outperformed Bitcoin in the Bitcoin bull market. So there's a few errors in what he's saying. And then what's interesting is these guys are taking notes. What are they writing? This guy's taking notes. It's quite funny. He's probably his brother. He's taking notes.
For the next couple of weeks. So
yeah. But look, it's a room full of people, and that's a signal, really. Room full of people listening to a guy telling him to buy Bitcoin at the all-time highs and hodl. You wouldn't get this kind of behavior a year ago or 2 years ago. So yeah, it's not a bad, like, I don't think this is bad. Like, I'm not as critical as Daniel. I don't feel sorry for these people. They've fucking loaded. They're in Dubai. Look at them. They're all preened.
men were panicking across.
Look at them. They all dress nice. This guy can afford a Gucci coat, but he can't afford a proper flipboard. Anyway, so yeah. So my advice is buy altcoins and hold the altcoins. Fuck Bitcoin. We want Bitcoin to go up, but trade Bitcoin, but don't hodl Bitcoin. Hodl altcoins. Altcoins are where it's at. If Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins are going to go up 2x, 3x Bitcoin, 4x, 5x, 10x. That's the advice I would give. And dollar cost averaging. You should buy the all-time high if you have a trade plan which allows you to keep on buying. Yeah, dollar costing averaging in, buying on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a regular basis, periodic basis is not a bad thing. Just don't go all in, okay? And that's the best advice anyone can give you. Keep on buying, but average in, and don't do it on Bitcoin. Do it on the altcoins, especially when Bitcoin is correcting. When Bitcoin is correcting, you want to be accumulating altcoins, and then just wait for the altcoins to pump. Okay. So let's see how this trade is going. Not great. It's still going up. But that's fine. We have an invalidation. As long as it doesn't take that high, it's going to be a good trade. Oh, that's good. We have a little bit of a reaction of the local golden pocket, I think. Yeah. That's what you want to see. A little bit of a reaction. As long as that holds and we fall back underneath the point of control, we could see a nice sell-off. That would be very nice. I'd like to see that. I think that's Bitcoin. Unless anyone has any questions, I don't really have anything more to say, except that I'm contemplating that we come down here. I'm in a short at the moment. We have an easy invalidation. This pivot that's potentially just been put in now. If we come down to this area of interest here, I'm gonna close my short, and I'll be looking to take a long. And I'm still thinking on the higher time frame, I'm still thinking if we don't break out to the upside above this previous bull market channel, I mean, we might and fail auction, but I'm still thinking over this harmonic idea potentially, or where did it go? Where's my ABCD? Yeah, which is also an ABCD. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Let me hide the harmonic. You see it? A, B, C, D. Potentially this should be a little bit lower. But I mean, you know, Bitcoin can go a little, this can be higher, who knows? But rough, this is rough. And this is just to be aware of what I'm saying. This is extremely speculative. This may not happen. But if it happens, then I have really nice trade plans which I can trade. I can trade it, yeah? If it doesn't happen, it's not a big problem because I won't trade it. I'll just delete it and I'll just look for something else. And that's how I do it. And we'll see, okay? Potentially, this could come a bit lower and swing failure these highs. And then potentially this could be a little bit higher. And then the harmonic would be slightly different. None of this is financial advice, guys. This is just educational and it's entertainment, but I will trade these. Like, I'm taking the trades, but I'm using correct risk management on with a clear invalidation. Okay, I think everyone should do their own thing. Yeah, and everyone has their own risk appetite and everyone has their own trading ideas. And for all intents purposes, this is still going up. I'm not going to just long into the point of control. That doesn't make any sense. I'll be longing down here on the pullback. Here, I'll be looking to short because we're into the point of control and it's offering a little bit of resistance. Okay, but it doesn't mean I think Bitcoin is going down. It just means that I'm just taking a trade. All right, that's Bitcoin. Unless there's any questions, I'm going to quickly move on to